Hello everyone, welcome to the Gurukul's CAT 100 Study Room to Boardroom series. I am Krishna Chaitanya and this is Crack the Logic with KC. Over the next 100 days, you will be solving one hand-picked LRDI set every single day, a mix of basic to advanced questions which cover all the concepts required for CAT. We are also uploading quant and verbal videos as a part of this series. Make sure you watch all the 3 playlists for a complete preparation. To practice under exam pressure, all the sets we are discussing over here across all the sections are available in our website for completely free of cost. Just sign up to www.thegurukul.org.in and you can find a course called 100 Days Race to CAT. And all the sets over here are completely free for you to practice. Remember, CAT exam isn't about how perfect you are, it is about how consistent you are in your preparation. So let's not waste time and quickly jump into the video. So today we will be solving one more logical reasoning problem, and today's set is based on arrangements, and we will be using the concepts of selection and grouping, if clause and if else clause. So pause the video, try to solve the problem, and then we'll discuss what is happening in the question. So the basic information we can say, we are having 6 people A, B, C, D, E, F, G. 2 of them are participating in horse. So in horse event we are having 2 people. In vault there are 2 people. In parallel bars we are having 2 people. This is the basic information. B competes on the horse if and only if C competes in vault. So B competes in horse if and only if C compete in vault. So if C is competing in vault, B will compete in horse. If B is competing in horse, then definitely C is competing in vault. That is the first condition. Second one, if D does not compete on the parallel bars, D does not compete, negation is happening, then F competes in vault. F competes in vault. So the reverse will be, if F is not competing in vault, then D will be competing in bars. That is how negation rules work. Perfect. Next, if E competes in vault, so E is competing in vault, then F does not compete in vault. Reverse, if F is competing in vault, then E will not compete in vault. These are the 3 conditions we have. Based on this, we need to start the problem and get some answers. Now if you observe, can I club this statement and this statement? Look at it carefully. D is not competing in bars, then F will compete in vault, which means E is not competing in vault. Reverse, F is not competing in vault, then D will compete in bar. If F is not competing in vault, then definitely E is competing in vault. These are the 2 conditions which can be drawn from these 4 conditions. Perfect. Now let's look at questions individually. So question number 1, what is happening? If B competes on horse, then which of the following can be true? If B is competing in horse, so basically I am having horse, horse, vault, vault, and parallel bars and bars. This is the basic condition. Everywhere 2 people. If B is competing in horse, okay, B is competing in horse. Look at it here. If B is competing in horse, C should be competing in vault. So C is competing here. That is the first one. Okay. Then which of the following can be true? Okay, look at the statement 1. Both E and A compete in vault. This will not happen because E and A are 2 people. In vault there can be only 2 people, but already C is occupied. So that is not happening. E compete on the horse and D compete on the vault. E compete on horse and D compete on vault. Now what will happen? If E is competing in horse, okay, E is not competing in vault means F is definitely competing in vault. But vault is already occupied with C and D. There is no place for F. So that is not happening. So second one is not true. Next, so remove these 2 conditions. These are only for this question. Okay, that for option. D does not compete on parallel bars. So D is not competing here. And A competes in the vault. Okay, A is competing here. D is not competing in bars, which means F should compete in vault. But there is no place for F. Already C and A are occupied. So this is also not happening. Remove. Next, A compete on bars and C compete in the vault. C is already competing in the vault. A competing in bars. Can we arrange the remaining people? Can I keep D is not competing in the bars? So D can compete in vault. So I can, D can compete in the horse. If D is competing in the horse, either F or E. So F will be competing in the vault and E can be in the bars. We can make this as an arrangement. Nothing is violated. Perfect. So this can be true. Okay. Last one. Remove this one. Okay, that is happening. Let's keep it here. Let's make another case where B is here, C is here. Let's look at the last one. A competes on the horse. Okay, A competes on the horse and D does not compete in bars. If D is not competing in bars, D should definitely come here. But we already know either F or E, one of them should definitely compete in vault, but there is no place in vault here. So this is also not happening. But ideally we will have only one answer correct. So if you are getting one option as correct, then we can move on. We don't need to check the remaining options. Next, if D does not compete on bars, then which of the following can be true? Okay, we are having horse, horse, vault, vault, bars, bars. D does not compete on bars. So D is not happening over here. Then which of the following can be true? B competes on the horse. Can B compete on the horse? Okay, let us see. If B is competing in the horse, then what we can keep? If you remember, if B is competing in the horse, C should compete in V. We wrote a case previously. C, B, D, C, F, A, E. B, D, C, F, A, E. This is working. Perfect. He is asking which of the following cannot be, which means 4 options will, out of 4, 3 options will definitely satisfy. F competes in the vault. If F is competing in the vault, again this case can be true. So this is also true. A competes on the parallel bars. A is competing in the parallel bars. So this is also true. E competes in the vault. E is not competing in the vault. This cannot be true, which means this can be true in few cases maybe, but not always. That have a possibility of not happening also. Now, the last one. What did we write here? If D is not competing in bars, then F should definitely compete in vault. D is not competing in bars. That is the question. D is not competing in the bars, which means F should definitely be here. Okay. If you look at the last option, E competes in vault. He gave E is also participating here. But we already know E and F both cannot be together. So option D is cannot be true. That is the answer. Which of the following cannot be true? D cannot be true. Next, if B and C compete in the same event, then which of the following can be true? If B and C both are competing in the same event, it cannot be either vault or it cannot be horse also. So both of them should be participating in bars only. So B should be participating in bars. C should also be participating in bars. Okay, next what can happen? We already know in this case, in the previous case over here, if D is not coming in bars, F should come in vault and E is not coming in vault. Okay, let's write here. Because D is not coming in vault, F should, what did we write here? F should come in vault and E is not coming in vault. F should come in vault. E is not coming in vault. If E is not coming in vault, it can't come in bars because 2 people are already occupied in bars. The only option left out is E should come in horse. Yes or no? If E is coming in horse, we are left out with 2 people. So A or D can come here, D or A can come here. In horse, in vault. Which of the following can be true? A competes on the horse. Yes, that can be true. E competes in the vault. E will never compete in the vault. That is not can be true. Next, third one. D does not compete in the bars. Yes, in bars already B and C are occupied. D cannot come in the bars. D can be either in vault or horse only. So according to us, only 1 and 3 can be true. That is option D. Clear? Next one. If D competes in the vault, then how many different people, different possible compete in the horse? If D competes in vault, we are having vault, vault, bars, horse. D competes in the vault. If D is competing in the vault, any condition? D is not competing in the bars if it is competing in vault, which means F should also compete in the vault. F should also compete in vault. Next, how many different possibilities are there? Next, B competes on the horse if and only if C competes in the vault, but C is not competing in the vault, which means B cannot compete in horse also. So B should definitely be in bars only. Next, what we can do? So 3 people are already fixed. Now horse can be either E or C or A. 3 people are there. Any of those 3 can come in horse. In horse, because 3 people are already fixed here, we have 3 different possibilities. Either A or C or E. Any of those 3 people can come in the horse. The question is talking about how many different people could possibly compete on the horse. So 3 different people can possibly compete in the horse. Perfect. So with this we'll end the set over here. And if you observe, whenever you have if case questions, you need to verify every option. This makes this type of questions lengthy in the exam. Not because they are difficult. If at all you are having 4 questions, every question is having 5 options. So 4 into 5, you need to verify 20 cases in the exam. That is a little lengthy and time taking process in the exam hall. So you need to decide, are we going with logic based questions or are we going with case based questions? That depends on the strength and weakness which we are picking up. So keep practicing and comment down how much time you took to solve this question and also how many answers did you get correct. See you in the next video guys. Take care. Hope you enjoyed learning from today's session.
This series is designed to help you with your CAT preparation and practice daily. We are with you in this journey.
To watch the next video, click here. And to watch Gurukul's CAT 100 series, study room to boardroom, the entire playlist, click here.
If you learned from today's session, like, share and subscribe.